I'm just gonna be checking, but in the meantime, I'm gonna play a nasheed, inshallah. And today's topic, we will be talking about the lockdown and what it's brought to us, what it's revealed to us within ourselves as people, and how it's the lessons that it's taught us, inshallah. So before that, inshallah, I'm just going to be playing the nasheed. Bismillah.
فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء أنت في الوجدان حي أنت للعينين ضي أنت عند الحوض ري أنت هاد وصفي يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يرتوي بالحب قلبي حب خير رسل ربي من به أبصرت دربي يا شفيعي يا رسول الله أيها المختار فينا زادنا الحب حنينا جئتنا بالخير دينا يا ختام المرسلين يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. We're back, and I just found out that I can be heard because I thought I wasn't. I thought there was some technical things going on where I couldn't be heard, but I just realized that I can be heard. So, okay, so the title of my topic today is the lockdown breakdown, and basically, as all of you know, we've been in the lockdown now for a few months, and in the lockdown, I think a lot of people have struggled emotionally. A lot of people have struggled financially, and just in their lives, there's a lot of struggle. People not understanding and not knowing how to kind of maneuver this new system that we're in. Not being able to go to work, not being able to go to university, schools, or take it, have a routine in the day. And I think we always imagine in our lives that we want to rest, right? I think there's a deep rooted desire to rest and to just have nothing to do. We I think a lot of in our cultures there's this idea that once we've worked all our lives, then we get this retirement in the end, and we get to rest and we get to just enjoy our lives, and then that's kind of like the ultimate life that we're all looking for, right? And that's kind of like this idea that we have. But since the lockdown, and we've been basically forced to rest, right? And we're all forced to be in the situation where we're not really able to do anything. And there's a lot of people that are lucky enough to be able to financially support themselves, but a lot of people also who don't have that. But even those who are able to financially support themselves or be supported in some way, there's a anxiety that's arisen, right? I don't know if any of you who are listening have felt this, but there's an anxiety that comes with just being at home, not doing anything, isn't there? It's like it becomes really frustrating, and it's like you rest till you're restless, right? And I think that's revealed a lot to us about who we are as people and what we're really supposed to be, what we're really supposed to do, and how we're supposed to live our lives. Not what's it called? Not what we think, right? We have these ideas of what things are supposed to be like, and then when they're that way, we're like, oh, okay, maybe it's not really supposed to be that way. So, yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to. I've got a guest here today, and I want her to contribute as well and tell me how it's affected her, because she was telling me earlier, right, that since the lockdown started and she wasn't able to work and not able to do anything. Fatima, I'll put your mic on. Is it number 2 or 3? 3. Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit how the lockdown has been like for you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
Sister
rahmatullahi wa
Jamaica for
barakatuh.
inviting me today.
You're welcome. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to ask you, right? Because before we always used to say, we always used to talk about how we have to work so much and all that kind of stuff. But then now we get to rest.
Yeah, we do.
Now we get to rest.
Too much
And
rest.
now we're complaining.
Well, I think it's just the human nature.
Yeah.
We want to rest, but we want to work at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But, like, this is a different situation.
Yeah.
We don't want to rest. We have been forced to rest by this
Yeah.
pandemic, the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But it haven't been easy, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
sitting at home, doing nothing, watching tele,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing few bits and bobs, but it doesn't help because at the end of the
You
day,
don't even enjoy it in the end, because before those are like leisure times, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're working and you come back and you're like, okay, I want to catch this on the TV or something
Yeah.
like that, or I don't know, you just sit down and just scroll through social media or something. Some people do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's like usually that's the times that they're resting,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I'm finally resting today, but
you don't feel like that anymore because
No.
as soon as you get off the bed, you grab your phone. Well, that's what I do. Now.
yeah.
I'll
I think
just
that's what
be
a lot
on-
of people are doing. Yeah.
I'll just be on my phone.
Yeah.
Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp. I'll be doing all these things, but
Yeah.
like I think I'm even bored of it now.
Yeah,
because
it
I just
becomes
keep doing
like
it.
so boring and like, ugh.
Yeah.
You don't even want to do anything
You
anymore.
just go to a point whereby you don't even want to talk to anyone anymore on social
Right.
media because you feel like there is the same things going
Oh,
on over
yes.
and over.
Yes.
And then you keep talking to the same people over and
Right.
over.
Yeah,
you
and
get
saying
to a
the same
point-
things,
yeah.
nothing new, and it's just. When I was thinking about this, it reminded me of the verse in the Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ, where, which means that the human being was made to be in toil, to be struggling, right? And that's who we are. That's what we are. If we're not like that, then when we have this no sense of purpose. And did you know that retired people, old age pensioners, apparently the suicide rates are actually higher amongst them. And I found that really interesting. I mean, there's other factors as well. There's a lot of loneliness and stuff like that. But I always, because that's the time we're supposed to be enjoying our lives, right? That's the time we've done all the work, and now we're just reaping the benefits of all the work that you've done your whole lives. But it's like boredom. You have nothing to do anymore. So like, what is it anymore? You know?
Well, I can understand that because like some people don't have anybody.
Yes, right.
So their work is their family, their babies, their everything. So once they stop doing that,
Yeah.
they got no purpose in life.
Yeah.
So probably
Yeah.
that's how most of these people that are doing suicide, that's how they feel. They
Yeah.
have no purpose. So
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I have no work. I have no husband. I have no child. I have nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And plus this whole pandemic thing, you
Yes.
can't even step outside. Well, you
Yeah.
can, but for someone that's retired, maybe they might be scared.
Especially old people.
Yeah.
It must be so bad for them, because they're at the highest risk, and they can't even go out, and it's something else. In this country, they're so lonely. You know, that's their one of the things that they suffer from, loneliness, and
Yeah.
it's really sad for them anyway.
Well, yeah. When I used to work in a care home, and
Yeah.
a lot of the elderly people,
Yeah.
they do complain about loneliness a lot. Some people will have family, but you
Yeah.
rarely see your family. Some would never see their family.
Yeah.
So the carers become like a part of their family,
Yeah.
just to keep them company.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really sad because when you have holidays and stuff like that, you want to go home as a carer to your
Yeah.
family, but sometimes you just feel bad because the way they talk.
Yeah.
And then when they start talking about their stories, you just feel a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You feel lucky, basically, like you have your own family.
Yeah.
Because some of the people in the care home it's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine, because I was writing something on that before, like an essay about what's it called, this old, basically about traditional living versus modern living, and how old people nowadays how we institutionalize everything, how we put the little children into institution. I can't even say the word institutions from when they're like months old, sometimes.
Yeah.
And we've made everything into a business. You know, we've put everything, and we've forgotten like the human part of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're just working for the system, and we've forgotten that we need people, we need other people, we need company, we need we need spouses, we need children, we need and you know what was really, I heard something the other day I found really weird. I was watching something, and it was about what's it called, why people have children, and there's these women that were talking about why people have children and what the reason should be, what the reason should not be, and they were like, oh, you shouldn't have children just so that they can take care of you when you're old. I was like, what? Like that's one of the main reasons to have children.
Do you know what? I think that would be the main reason. Because I've seen older people or elderly people with no kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they go to a point where if they get to a certain age
Yeah.
and then they are in a care home lonely, they have regrets, you know what I mean? Because it's hard when you see people with their family just sitting there by yourself. You have no one. But if you have a child or children, you might have that chance of not being lonely.
Yeah.
Probably you will get to see someone every week or so to keep you company.
Yeah.
So I think I'll have a child to keep me company, to be honest.
I mean, that's that's one of the main reasons. Like you have not the only reason, of course,
It's
but
not the only reason, obviously.
it should be It should be a factor. Why shouldn't it be a factor? And they were making it out to be something so ugly, like, oh, that's such a selfish reason to have children. I was like, these modern people have become so modern.
It's a
that they
beautiful
don't even
world. If you can bring up a child, bring them into this world, bring them up nicely, like show them the right path. I mean, you're good to go.
Yeah.
There is no reason for you not to have a child.
Yeah.
For a personal, it's not. You can call it selfish. Having a child, you can have a child. I mean, it's up to you if you want to have a child or not.
Yeah.
As long as you know that you can bring them up, give them what they need.
Right.
And I mean, it's an exchange.
Yeah.
I'll give you what you need at a certain age. If I get older,
yeah.
take care of me.
It is. It's that's part of it. But apparently that shouldn't be. But anyway, talking about children, I wanted to talk about like a lot of children in the lockdown, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of of course, the boredom and the frustration is for them. It's like they can't handle it at all.
No, I think that's the worst part, being locked down and having children.
Yeah,
they just want to go out.
Yes,
like,
yes, and they don't understand.
No,
yeah, they don't.
I think that's the hard bit. Trying to make them understand that you can't go out. Like, you can go to the park, you can go to city center, you can go to town, you can go shopping. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of frustrating if you think about it, because their minds are not mentally, they are not developed to understand. To really understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's not really something that nobody really would have even thought to understand, because how it's not something that happens a lot anyway.
Even I'm a grown up, I find it hard to be honest.
Yeah,
like being cooped up in a house for like months and months and months. Nah, it's really hard to be honest.
It's difficult.
Yeah,
and I've heard unfortunately that children that were already being abused anyway.
Yeah.
And now the abuse is exacerbated because they are home all the time and they're interacting with their abusers more often. And there's it's quite, I don't know. And did you hear about the divorce rates as well?
Yeah, and the abusive rate between partners. I've read that as well. And like, I mean, when people are together 24 hours, it's really hard. Yeah. Being together morning till night. Yeah. You're bound to have, like, we all have different personalities. Yes. So walking, keeping yourself busy makes it work. Yeah. But being together a lot of times,
that's not how it's meant to be.
It's really hard. Yeah. The abusive rates between partners, like, it's really high. Yeah. After reading it at the lockdown. Yeah. But like, it's understandable. Like, people are being cooped together. They are frustrated. They don't understand each other. They only understand each other because they don't spend that much time together. So
it's easy when you can get out of the situation and then come back in, and then you can get time to just be out of it. But if you're in something all the time, the pressure is on, and it just feels like, oh, I can't. It's hard. Apparently the divorce rates have gone up 40%. It was already high, but now it's gone up 40%.
I mean, some people would like being together that much. It's hard. Sometimes you even realize you don't have that much chemistry that you thought you did. There you go. So it's hard. So coronavirus is just destroying everything.
I think it's showing us. It's revealing to us a lot of things. It's revealing to us who we are as people. It's revealing to us what kind of relationship we have with God. What kind of relationship we have with ourselves and our families and stuff like that. Because I think me as an introvert, I'm very introverted. I in the beginning I was panicking because I had a routine, right, and my routine was kind of just thrown out of the water. So and I was like, for the first week I was panicking a little bit. Like, for the first couple of days I was okay, but then after a couple of days I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do, because I had I cooked until there was no more cooking to do. There was no more cooking to do. There was no more cleaning to do. There's nothing more to do. Like, there's no more house chores to do. And I love being at home, but I had nothing to do. And like, I was trying to read. I started crocheting.
Trying to find new hobbies.
And trying to remember the old things that I used to do. And I tried a lot of different things, but I I don't know. I wasn't feeling anything, but then I did. Alhamdulillah. Eventually, I managed to be able to have like online classes that I was able to do every day. I was able to wake up for every day and do every day, and that really really helped me. That was really helpful.
So
Alhamdulillah.
basically, the classes save you.
They saved my life.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's hard, but sometimes you have to maneuver. You have to think out of the box.
Yeah, you do.
So
Yeah.
if you're lonely, I'm sure if you go on the internet,
Yeah.
you can do research, and then
Yeah.
there is so much you can
Yeah.
do during the lockdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it might get boring
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Because you just
You doing the same thing. Like
yeah.
when I was doing crochet, I crocheted and and I was like, okay, I made a couple of bags now.
I think I'm gonna come for one of those bags.
You know what? I would do it and then undo it and then do it. So I don't know if you. Yeah.
But there
It's
you go. You develop a
repeti-
skill. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not all bad.
It's not too bad. And I think one of the things that people can do is do exercise. Just go out a little bit where there's not too many people and do some exercise. I think that helps because exercise releases endorphins. Is it endorphins or the other one? I don't even know. Dopamine or I don't know which one it is.
I don't even know about exercise. Like,
Yeah.
I'm someone that really do not exercise, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I'm not even
Don't worry. I'm in the same boat.
I'm not even motivated by exercise. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But when once you do it, yeah, you start to actually like it. I believe it's dopamine, the hormone that it releases, and once you exercise, it's like it gets kind of addictive because your brain gets used to the chemicals,
routine,
yeah, and you want it more and more and more, and you feel that happiness afterwards.
It
Actually,
depends. When I was going to the gym,
yeah,
well, the only reason I go to the gym is for swimming. I think
Yeah.
that's like my favorite. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
You have to pick a favorite. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to have a favorite.
Yeah.
I only go there for the swimming bit, but I thought that the Zumba was gonna be easy.
yeah,
And I went for the first class, and I was like, I was so prepared for it. I was like, it's just dancing.
yeah.
And I've been there for like half an hour. I thought
You
I was
were-
gonna pass out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but then, like,
Yeah.
I've tried so many different exercises, and then I found out that water,
one-
yeah,
is the one you
it's,
like.
yeah, it's quite amazing. So,
But people can't do that in the lockdown.
but there you go. So I can't exercise during lockdown.
But yeah, if you can't do that, then you gotta find something else. So people that what's it called? Need to find something. And there's a lot of online like exercise classes.
Yeah.
And there's a YouTuber, I don't even remember his name, but he's always on the first page on the latest. I don't even know what it's called. The first page of YouTube, basically.
Yeah.
And he's almost the top every day because he does exercise videos for everyone to do. And there's a lot of people that are losing weight as well. So there's a lot of good things,
Yeah, I was
right?
quite surprised by that, to be honest. I
Yeah.
thought that a lot more people would
Put on weight. Yeah, and actually, a lot of people have put on weight.
Yeah, some. Yeah,
Yeah.
some people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
But
yeah.
I was quite impressed by the amount of people that actually lost weight during
Yeah.
the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I wasn't expecting that. But then people were like motivated by different things. Some people
Boredom.
yeah.
I mean, boredom, pure boredom. If you're bored, you have to find something to do because otherwise,
go.
because I heard about this, there's a lot of young people as well. There was a girl, I think in America, she was one of the first to commit suicide because she was struggling with not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
And it brings up all these anxiety, like anxious thoughts and depression, which we'll talk about after the break. The negative thoughts and how to deal with them.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're alone, right? And when you have nothing to do, the first things that start to creep up is all the thoughts
Yeah.
of everything that's ever happened to you.
There you go. I experienced that, to be honest, and I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of younger people,
Yeah.
teenagers, are experiencing that because
Even
even adults.
Yeah.
But thinking about teenagers,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got school, they got
Yeah,
friends, they
yeah.
have social activities,
and everything when
going
you're a
for them.
teenager, everything feels like it's much bigger than it is.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? It feels so big. It feels like everything's the end of the world. So I can imagine that it would be much harder as a
exactly.
teenager than as an adult.
As an adult.
Yeah,
Because as an adult, you have a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
And maybe you might have kids and then you're trying to occupy yourself looking
Yeah.
after those kids.
Yeah.
But teenagers don't have that. All they have is social media and friends.
yeah.
So during lockdown, you don't have friends. well, you have social media, but then
Yeah.
you can't do activities with them like you normal do when you go out.
Yeah.
So I think the boredom, the depression, all comes down to that.
Yeah.
They need people around them.
Yeah. Yeah. We realize how important human beings are. Other
Yeah.
people that we didn't appreciate before. Now we
People are
appreciate.
like, I want to be alone, but I don't think being
Yeah.
alone is a good thing.
All right, so we're gonna go for a break now, and inshallah we'll be back soon to talk about this topic a little bit more. Bismillah.
अल्लाह ही अल्लाह किया करो, दुगना किसी को दिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है, नाम उसी का लिया करो। अल्लाह ही अल्लाह, अल्लाह ही अल्लाह, अल्लाह ही अल्लाह किया करो, दुगना किसी को दिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है, नाम उसी का लिया करो। अल्लाह ही Allah, Allah, just like a sunrise can't be denied. No, just like the river will find the sea. Oh Allah, you're here and you're always near, and I know without a doubt that you always hear my prayers. Sach ki raah pe chala karo, na kisi ko diya karo, jo duniya ka malik hai, naam usi ka liya karo. Allah hi Allah, Allah hi Allah, Allah hi Allah kiya karo, dukh na kisi ko diya karo, jo ताल्लुक न किसी को दिया करो जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो अल्लाह ही अल्लाह अल्लाह ही अल्लाह just like a sunrise can.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, straight out of WV10 with Jalika, and we're back from the break. So we were talking about what we were talking about, Fatima. We were talking about the negative thoughts, yeah?
Yeah, I think we're gonna cover the negative thoughts during coronavirus and how some people cope with it.
So yeah, we'll talk about that, and we're just gonna play in the sheet first, inshallah, and we'll talk about the negative thoughts and how to deal with it and those kind of things, inshallah. Bismillah.
Allahu Allahu ya Rabbi ya Allah Allahu ya Rabbi ya Allah La ilaha illallah La ilaha illallah La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah محمد رسول الله أرجو رضاك يا الله أنت الرحيم يا الله هبني عطاك يا الله أنت الكريم منك العطاء يا الله أنت العظيم يا الله فيك الرجاء يا الله أنت الحليم الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان المتعال الله الله يا ربي يا الله الله يا ربي يا الله لك يا إلهي وجهاتي في الحزن أو في الفرحة ما ثم لي في شدتي إلا كإن جار الزمان تعطي النوال وتكرم وبرغم ذنبي ترحم ولك الثناء الأعظم يا واهب المنن الحسان ألقيت في القلب الآمان وزرعت في الأم الحنان وحفظتنا طول الزمان وهديتنا سبل الجنان لك كل حمد في الورى عد الرمال وأكثارا ما لاح بدر أو سارا دوما على مر الزمان إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله أرجو رضاك يا الله أنت الرحيم الله هبني عطاك يا الله أنت الكريم الله منك العطاء يا أنت العظيم فيك الرجاء يا الله أنت الحليم الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان المتعال الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان المتعال الله الله يا ربي يا الله الله يا ربي يا الله يا غافر الذنب العظيم يا فارج الكرب العميم يا خالقي أنت الرحيم ارحم بفضلك ذلتي في كل آن نعمة لك في العباد ومنات وبكل شيء آيات دلت عليك بحكمتي رحمك يا رب العباد ورضاك قصدي والمراد يا عدتي يوم المعاد اقبل إلهي توبتي بهداك قد نلت المنى نلت السعادة والهانا بك فرحتي يا ذا الغنى ورضاك عني غايتي يا الله
Okay, assalamu alaikum. That was La ilaha illallah by Ahmed Bukhatir. So, when I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking about what it means. Is it negative that because it's natural for us to have all these issues, right? Like negative thoughts and or like all our problems being exacerbated in the lockdown. But I was thinking, is that a negative thing? Because should we be able to be by ourselves? Because there's this idea that we should be able to be by ourselves as well, especially in spiritual traditions, that like we should be able to be by ourselves and present with God, present with Allah, and be okay with that. But that, I guess, that's telling us the fact that we're not unable to do that, right? I think that is telling us a lot about our relationship with Allah as well. Because I think when you're at in a state that your iman is really high, and you feel it with passion inside, like it doesn't. It's hard to be bored. It's hard to be bored because your mind is full of beautiful thoughts, and it's kind of automatic. Your mind is full of thoughts about Allah, thoughts about Jannah, thoughts about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And by the way, negative thoughts, no matter, I don't think no matter what how high your iman is, I think negative thoughts are always going to come and go, but it's not as overwhelming if your iman is higher, right? And there's, of course, the types of negative thoughts that we have, right? We have a lot of different types of negative thoughts that come into our head. One of them will be about people around us, right? And Fatima, I think perhaps you can attest, you can contribute about to this. What's it called? This what I'm saying right now. Like when it comes to, there's one of the things that negative types of thoughts that happen is about people, but another one is about Allah. Like when you're sitting by yourself, the shaitan is there, and you have all these. There's a lot of doubt sometimes. Like there's a lot of doubt,
especially self-doubt.
There's doubt in yourself.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things that come in your mind about Allah. A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like the hadith where the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he says, the sometimes you have all these questions, and you go back and you go back and you go back, and eventually the shaitan will tell you, well, who made Allah, right?
Yeah.
And that's a question I think given as little tiny children.
I think to be honest, you do, like, you got a point in there.
Yeah.
Like you do think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
yeah, you have it's just natural.
Yeah.
I think I used to think. I remember when being like 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
And thinking about that question.
I'm an adult and I still think about stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, my mind goes so deep.
Yeah.
I don't even know what. Like, before I pull myself back here.
Yeah.
And then thinking about, what are you thinking about? It's like I've already thought about it.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. But yeah, sometimes you watch stuff and then at the end, and then you're sitting by yourself and then you're thinking about all these things, and then I'm thinking that's not right.
There's a lot of thoughts that come about Allah.
It do.
There's a lot of like sometimes doubt when you think about your own lives and you're like, oh, why is mine like this? Why? I don't know. As though we deserve to be like kings and queens. You know, we sit in our lives, we do what we want, and then we think that we deserve to be kings and queens. And then when one bad thing happens, and we start thinking, oh, why is Allah doing this to me? And it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Because especially now that we're by ourselves, it becomes like a really big thing. And just to go back to the hadith, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, when you go to all the way to that question, just say Hasbi Allah Rabb. So to say that Allah is enough for me as my Lord, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is enough for me as the messenger. I believe in Allah. No, amantu billahi Rabba. And not Hasbi Allah. Amantu billahi Rabba, to say that I believe in Allah as my Lord.
I think that's just human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you want to put yourself in a situation whereby you see other people that like if you see people that are not struggling and you're struggling to get everything, and then
it seems like it.
Yeah.
But I always I always doubt that, like the idea that other people are not struggling, because I used to think that, but I think when you really get to know people, you start to realize that actually everybody's struggling.
I think that what I'm saying comes down to social media.
Well, yeah.
because you see,
and there's a lot of viewing social media this time, innit?
there you go.
I was on Instagram for a little while, but I just deleted it in the lockdown.
I can imagine.
Because everybody's lives. See, how do people maintain that all of that, like that kind of their lifestyles, their image and all that kind? It doesn't make any sense. How do you do that in the I was like, okay, no, I'm not looking at this.
There you go. So I feel like that's what's like actually influencing a lot of teenagers at the moment.
Yeah,
You log in on Instagram, you seeing people making money really the easiest way.
You seemingly,
Seemingly.
Yeah.
And it's an influence. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of teenagers right now.
Who want to be YouTubers.
There you go, because they think it's the easy way.
Yeah. And the easy way is never as easy as you think it is, because
It looks easy, but it's not.
You know what you know what as well. This thing came up because. I don't know if you, because I'm a YouTube fanatic. This is my social media and my world. I'm always on YouTube, and I'm kind of always updated on the news, YouTube news, so YouTubers and these really famous YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And recently, one of the trends, because before there was all this the Me Too movement and all these people that were getting called out and stuff like that, right? So we have this call out culture now, and now we have this Black Lives Matter and stuff like everyone being called out, and on YouTube now we've got YouTubers being called out for everything, and it's like all these people that you thought in this lockdown. I don't know if it's because people are bored and looking at like really old videos that people did 12 years ago, or something like that. And they're all these old videos. I was like, how in the world did people find these videos?
I'm even surprised because I know so many some of the actors that have been fired on shows.
Yeah.
Because like an old tweet has been restored. It's crazy. People are just bored.
Yeah, I think right now because people are bored, there's been so much on YouTubers now, and all these people that I think one of the things that children that need to realize, because they don't realize how many mistakes these other people do, because we think that these people are living their lives, the lives that that we would like and the ideal and all that kind of stuff. But you realize that they're just human beings, number one.
Yeah.
And they didn't, the people that are on YouTube, most of them didn't set out to be famous. That have been there 10
by
years.
chance.
Yeah, because back in 2005, 2006, when they just started, it was like a hobby that people did, right? And then it became a job later on.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize that they would have to cover their tracks. They're not politicians, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and they've got all these things coming out, and you realize that some of them I think are ridiculous. Some of them are legitimately, you see really corrupt human beings. Like you see really bad, really really bad things coming up, terrible things that people have done, and it's all coming up, and you realize that these people are not really that great. Like, I think that's what teenagers need to realize. Like, these people are not that all that great.
If you think about it, people are really back, like you said, 2005, 10 years ago, people were not so much into social media.
Yeah.
So you just post stuff, people, like, quite a couple of people will see it, but they wouldn't really think about it. But now the whole world is all about social media. Yeah. Everything is on social media.
And apparently you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
I
think social media is just the images they portrayed, and then what the teenagers see now. That's how they want to act.
And I don't know, do you know this lady? Oh my god, I forgot her name. She was an artist. She started as an artist, and she got really, really, really famous. All her videos were getting millions and millions of views, and then she just kind of disappeared. And she talked about afterwards. She came out to talk about what had happened was she became like there was a lot of business behind it, right? Yeah. And the business part of the being a YouTuber was really brutal. It really was very difficult for her because she became a product.
Yeah.
Right. She first she was what's it called, advertising products, but she became the product.
But you can imagine because she is having so much views.
Yeah.
So she should be expecting something like that.
Well, yeah, I think she never imagined that she would be making that kind of money anyway on YouTube.
She wasn't expecting the views as well. So there you go.
Yeah. And it became so emotionally overwhelming for her. She just left it. I think she's back now a little bit, but not like before.
Yeah, because now we got so many YouTubers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for her to come back into that limelight.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to anyway because it's really, I think the children have this idea. Well, they're not children, but they're
teenagers.
Yeah, young people have this idea that life is going to be so ideal. You're gonna have everything you want.
They feel like that they've already figured it out somehow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I have a couple of friends actually that are YouTubers. I have well, the main one I'm talking about, she's really good at what she does makeup and all that kind of stuff, and she's trying to get there, but it's hard to break through. Once you've broken through, you do start to make money. You have a lot of sponsorships, people sending you products and free stuff, and the opportunities open up. But for example, if you don't have the skills, right? If you don't know how to manage money, if you don't know how to negotiate contracts and stuff like that, you get used. And you just get thrown.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because people are only there for the product. Like, if you're famous, people just want the view. People just want their products out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to be really careful the people you deal with, because not everybody is gonna care about you. To be honest, they only care what you do, and then the people
and what they can get from you.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What would you advise those young people that are so entrenched in this social media at this point in time? Because of course before they were in it before, but right now they must be so in it. I imagine anyway, because I have to run away
live
from it.
with a teenager,
so
I can only imagine she's on Instagram and then on YouTube for like 24/7. Yeah, there you go. And I don't think it's really good sometimes because she needs a break from it. But I feel like she's so not just her, but like
a lot
all
of
the
as soon as they're not doing, because I think that's the only thing in their lives right now that gives them like sense of like something, like a stimulation, because now there's nothing. And parents, I think parents have to, they need, like, I've known there's a lot of parents that have set what's it called, a routine for their children.
Some
bedtimes. I don't know why some people don't have a bedtime anymore.
No.
Have you noticed?
I've noticed that.
So some people going to bed at 4:00 in the morning. Some people going to bed since Ramadan, I think, because Ramadan was the excuse at first, and then it just became part of their life.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
Is really
I've
bad.
experienced that because in my house, people have to wait till Fajr. And before Fajr, eat and then pray. Yeah. That's the excuse. Yeah. But that now I feel like it becomes the norm.
Yeah. I think one of the things I would say we need to do, grown-ups need to do anyway, is have a routine. Like, establish a routine in the household, because if you don't have a routine, you don't know, like, when you wake up and you're like, you don't know what to do with yourself. Have a routine, have chores for the children, something to do.
I agree with that, absolutely.
Let them go to the garden.
I
you know what I mean?
That,
I don't know, start doing some gardening or something like that.
Even gardening, but just let them have that breathing space from the social media. Because like you'll be talking to like a child or a teenager. They can hear what you're talking about, but their concentration is not on you. So it's really hard.
Can you imagine?
It's getting harder to
we did that
communicate
nowadays?
I think I'll be whooped.
When we did, we could not even think about doing that nowadays. But
and like I had a child, so every morning if I wake up, I know I'm supposed to hoover or do the dishes. But now kids, if you don't tell them, they don't know it's a routine, or they act like they don't know it's a routine. So it's hard.
I think in this lockdown, parents have to come down a bit strict.
A bit.
They need to come down with routine, with like time to go to bed. Number one, time to wake up. and things to do. Give
and
them
how
books.
long you need
Buy
to stay,
books.
how long
Amazon.
you need to stay on social media.
Yeah.
And then they have homeworks like
Yeah.
from schools and stuff.
Yeah.
Give them time to do those as well.
Yeah.
Like just give them something to do, but time them on social media as well.
Yeah.
Just tell them, oh, for example, if you wake up in the morning, then use your phone. Just leave your phone. Like,
Or put the whole Wi-Fi on.
I don't think that's gonna work because TVs are also connected to Wi-Fi.
Well, I would have like a time in the day where everyone can go. No, if it was me anyway, I would have a
Yeah.
time in the day where everyone can go on the internet, and then have the rest of the day. Yeah, well, you know me, I'm a little bit crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you know.
You're not bothered with social, like with the internet. People need internet
Well,
to make
I-
everything work in the house.
I you know, with YouTube, I need internet, so I need internet, but you know, I think so I think that's the number one thing, and read with them, like read with the children, any kind of book. It doesn't have to be an Islamic
I feel
book.
like parents should be more this is the perfect opportunity for them
Yeah.
to interact more with their children.
Yeah.
To get to know them
Connect
a bit
with
more.
them, sit with them, teach. If you know how to sew, teach them how to sew.
Yeah.
If you know how to, like, I don't know, what do people know how to do? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I feel like some communities
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
but like, this is my feeling anyway.
Yeah,
I feel like the community that I'm from,
yeah,
I feel like the community I'm from, we don't really have that kind of relationship with our parents. It's really hard for us to sit with our parents whereby we can chat and be ourselves.
right.
Yeah, I feel like,
Yeah.
well, with the Gambian communities, with the parents, they should be more interactive with their children. Make them involved in a lot more stuff. If you are
Yeah.
cooking, you're cooking like
Yeah, and you can teach the children. Oh yeah,
African
cooking. I forgot
dishes,
about
yeah.
cooking. Yeah, you can teach the children how to cook.
there you go. We
teach
got
them-
a lot of different dishes from
Yeah,
Gambia.
yeah.
So you can just involve them, and then they can learn a lot more
Yeah.
from Gambia, like just by sitting with you, cooking with you.
Yeah,
and
you know,
things like that.
if I was in the situation, I would love to just garden with children. Like you can learn it as yourself. As you learn on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go digging in the garden. Everyone take a spade and start doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start growing something. When you plant a seed, to see that as well as children is a really rewarding feeling. Like you plant a seed or you know, put a plant in and you know grow it. You know. Anyway.
I mean, for me, I feel like it's the perfect opportunity because
Yeah.
some of these kids, they know, like, all this is like, I'm from Gambia, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. All right, then. So we'll stop here. So those are some of the suggestions of the things that we could do in this time, in this difficult time, and we're talking about some of the anxieties that have arisen. And yeah, we hope that this was somewhat beneficial, inshallah. And we'll see you next week on Straight Out of WV10 on Ramadan Radio Walls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Fatima, for coming.
You're
Thank you
welcome,
so much.
Dalika.
May Allah reward you. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.